Bull, the 26-27 Premier League season has arrived, and Manchester United kick off their season against newly promoted Hull City. We have won our opening game of the season 22 times, more than any other Premier League side. Could we make it 23 times tomorrow morning? Was the AC Milan performance just a bad day at the office, or maybe a reminder that the squad maybe is not quite there yet, either for the season or for depth? We're going to talk about that. With injuries and first teamers only just returning from vacation after the World Cup, we're going to talk about starting 11, what that could look like as well. Will this be business as usual, or could Hull surprise us with a bloody nose? Could we catch the Tigers by the tail? Who knows, you guys? We are talking tactics. We are talking team news. We are talking starting 11s and score predictions as well. Ian's going to join me as well as we preview this one. So, guys, make sure you hit that like button for me. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We are on the road to 5K. You guys know the drill. If you guys are watching on X, make sure you come over and do all that as well. But we're going to dive right in, guys. I'll be back with you in a hot second. What's going on, Ian, my man?
What's going on, man? A full intro that time. You finally got rid of those hackers. Finally.
Yeah, don't know what's going on. I think the platform that I use, sometimes it just it'll cut it off. I don't know, but yeah, got the full intro.
Never know. Nice. I always get myself dead ready as soon as you say, I'll be back in a minute, in case it goes seconds or no seconds. I'm like, but yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you? How's the chat, everyone?
I'm doing well. I'm just tired. Late night last night, trivia night last night. And no matter what time I get home, what I've done, I always get up at 5 a.m. to handle the dogs. And get
early riser.
About 4.5 hours of sleep today. So it is what it is. But you guys know we still grind, we still hustle, we still do what we got to do. So we are back, you guys. Before we dive in, don't forget, 20% off right now in the United vs. Everybody store. Guys, there's a link in there. You can go get all sorts of one-of-a-kind gear. GoGoalShop, I just checked as well before going live. GoGoalShop has all 3 of this year's kits in player version and fan version now. They just added the player version for the new third. Guys, there is a link in the video description. There's an invite code and a link. If you use that code when you register at GoGoalShop, you do get $5 off as well. So, guys, if you want this year's kits, not super expensive. GoGoalShop is where I got this one. This year's home, pretty legit. Literally, if you didn't scan the QR code and the inside tag, you would have no idea that it's not 100% from the club site. But if you want to go spend 120 pounds or 120 bucks on a shirt, go for it. That's fine. If you want to give the Glazers money, go for it. That's fine. And then also, new video is live, you guys. My picks to replace Bruno Fernandes, if and when the time comes. Full disclosure, not me saying I want to sell Bruno, but you guys know I like to be proactive. I like to start planning. So go check that one out. It was live early for Legends members. You guys know the drill. It's my thank you for everyone who supports the channel as a Legends member. But everyone else gets that about 24 hours later. But you can go check out my picks and go watch it. Make sure you like it. Leave your thoughts in the comments as well. Did I miss anybody? If you get one wrong, that was a fun video to do. You said you watched it, Ian. Did you have fun?
I did. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah. I got to say, all but one of the players I obviously heard of. But I thought there was a couple of noticeable exclusions, but I'm not going to say because it will ruin the video. So everyone go and check it out. And then in a couple of days when we're back on, we'll talk. I'll mention then, or someone can put in the chat who they think is missing. But good video. I think it has to be looked at. I think you just have to, if we're a decent big football club, we plan for the future. We should plan for every eventuality. And the eventuality is that in a couple of seasons, 3 at best, he's not going to be here. So we need to make sure that we're ready for that, and we not have another Paul Scholes moment where we take a decade to replace our talisman midfielder. So
I like overlap. I don't like waiting until someone leaves on a free to replace
100%.
A little bit of that overlap to help at least a season or at least 6 months too. I think could be a big help. So
massive.
In the chat. Danny B's in the house. Big up, Danny B.
Good day.
Andreas Baleba, here we go. Welcome, Andreas. Good to see some new faces. Big up, everybody. Hope you guys are having
a good day. Andreas.
It's Friday. Obviously, the Premier League season
Best
has
day.
officially kicked off. Arsenal are now 7 minutes into a match against Coventry City, another newly promoted
Come
side.
on, you cobs.
You guys can go on the Sky Blues, get in.
Come on, you
Somebody
Renke.
can keep us updated on what the score of that one looks like. I'll bring it up on my foot mile while I'm watching here. So
Yes,
let's
yes.
talk a little news first and foremost, you guys, just to get stuck in. We already spoke a little bit Wednesday, Ian, you and Dylan and I.
Mm-hmm.
There was a big bomba before that kickabout episode about Carlos Baleba. Andres getting his thoughts in. Obviously, those talks are still ongoing. Clubs need to agree to fee. Personal terms have been agreed for a year, basically. He was
Over a
supposed to
year.
come here
Yeah.
last year, but obviously
Mm-hmm.
United didn't want to drop 100 on them. We'll see if we get it. Here we go. It would be a nice little bonus, to kick off the start to our season to have that kind of here we go announcement or something ahead of kickoff.
Definitely.
But so any final thoughts on Baleba or anything? Anything you have to add to that?
No, not really. It's exactly the player. I mean, anyone who knows me knows I've been wanting him for a while. I know Deb's been wanting him for as long as that. It's an engine for our midfield, and now it's going to tick. It's a shame he can't be ready, but you could say if we bought him a month ago, would he be injured? Maybe, maybe not. But if we'd have bought him a
Maybe.
month ago and he was injured, then he still wouldn't be able to play, would he? So
This is
as
why
long as it's
Ineos are
only a
kind
couple of
dragging their
weeks.
feet too, because he's not even fit right now, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Also, you could. I mean, I don't think it will, but this could be a deadline. They could drag this till deadline day if they wanted. But by all the noises, I don't think it is. It sounds like we're probably going to get here we go tonight or tomorrow at the latest, I think. And then
And
I'm happy with that.
Should shift to a left back who I don't know.
Oh,
Could be
got to.
linked to a new one recently. Fabrizio Romano claims that once this Baleba thing is finalized, a left back is almost guaranteed. I don't know what almost guaranteed means. That's an oxymoron. It literally doesn't mean
Yeah.
anything. But he did link us with Alejandro Balde at Barcelona. So this is all I have to say on that. By the way, I'm all set on Alejandro Balde. But again, Nuno Mensch had a very not great injury record when we were linked to him, and then he turned it out, the last couple of years being just fine. So players can bounce back from injuries. But
He is young as well. That is fair.
Yeah, the hamstrings are what are a little bit a little worrying. A couple hamstring injuries. He's just missed. I mean, he got an entire tendon rupture in the 23-24 season that saw him miss 22 matches. So I'm all set on this kind of stuff. Ankle ligaments, ankle injury, ankle sprain. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot of injuries for a young player, especially a position that is just all up and down the pitch. So
Exactly.
I'm all set.
And he, like you're saying there, impact injuries, but not just that, but repeated strains. It's because he's and what is his game? Pace. He is a pace. He's basically an Olympic sprinter. So if he's constantly repeating the same injury, you either got to tell him to slow down, and if you slow down, he's average. His whole game is like Alphonso Davies. Is about I'm quicker than you, so he can give you a yard because he'll beat you to the ball, and he can knock the ball past you because he'll beat you to the ball. Take that away from his game, he ain't got nothing.
You guys know my rule. It's all about the nature of the injury, not necessarily the injury itself. If you look at hamstring specific, calves, groins too, can be, because it's all about the explosivity that you're putting on, the torque even that you're putting on these things.
The impact.
The human body is only meant to do so much, and footballers are going to push the body to the absolute limit of what the average person does. And so once you start picking up, the hamstrings don't get really better. Like, look at Mason Mount, for instance. It just doesn't. Calves, Gareth Bale, the calf injuries just didn't get. If you're the kind of player who holds on to the ball a lot, for instance, like a De Jong or a Grealish, the ankle injury, you start getting kicked, you start getting stomped on, the quick changes of direction, that can all. That's where you start to get the recurring stuff. I mean, Frankie De Jong's ankles are made of absolute glass, like just good.
The thing is also, with that only gets worse, because I don't know if you've ever seen the Usain Bolt documentary, but when he was at like the pinnacle of like holding them golden shoes up and doing all that, he said he would, after every training and especially after a race, he could have to spend up to 10 hours with his feet in ice water, otherwise they'd be too swollen. And like that's just you can't put a player, especially someone where his 90% of his game is about pace, and have him with that many pace injuries. No thanks.
You can work a lot proactively to prevent and stuff and take care of the body, but once you cross that line to where you're starting to pick up the injuries, then it's about management and prevention of the then you're playing defense in terms of that kind of stuff. And then mentally, even as players, I mean, look at Luke Shaw the last 6, 7, 8 years. He's never quite looked since that leg break too eager to get forward, to get really stuck in that kind of stuff. It's always in the back of your mind. I wonder how much Mason Mount, how like 100% he goes into these certain situations on the pitch, knowing that any second he could maybe re-injure himself. You start to kind of go in halvesies a little bit. It's like a little like half pulling your punches kind of in some ways.
Half measures, isn't it?
And so I do wonder, how much. But again, I'm not a footballer, so you guys can maybe you just go until you can't anymore. I don't know. Danny says Valdez 1v1 defending is poo-poo. Poope?
Yeah. Poope. I agree, Danny, completely. Yeah, he's pace. It's all he is, he's pace. He's a Spanish version of Alphonso Davies. That's exactly what he is. He's quicker than 90% of the people he'll come up against, and he knows it. And that's it. I mean, at the end of the day, it works. Wing backs, maybe. If we were playing 5-back, maybe, but no thanks. No, Raul every day of the week over that.
There's a lot of left backs out there. Sam C reports on Twitter, claims that Lewis Hall, another option, is actually now reportedly in talks with a new contract. They're trying to not only offer better wages, but also give him a leadership role. And I literally said this when we talked about how much his wages are. I said Newcastle were literally going to turn around and try to get him tied down to a new contract. And if we were interested in Lewis Hall, we should have done that before they did that, because now it's going to be twice as hard to ever get him out of there. It wouldn't take much to convince him, because he's on like 40, 45K a week. They're probably going to double that to like 100 Minimum. Or whatever. We could have done the same thing and we could have got him out of there, but we'll see. I think if Newcastle struggle this season, I think that he'd be easier to convince him to leave, but he's just going to be more expensive now. So
yeah, you could take him if he in January. I know what people are saying, but the only thing I still think it's too dead. I don't think we're going to do 70 million now. Oh, they haven't scored, have they?
They did score.
The filth. You tell me who it is in a minute. But I think the issue is, you see that North East reporter, the Sky one, and I say I don't take no credence in slow sports news, but some of their reporters are really connected to a club. Some of the older ones, and the Newcastle one, he's a proper Newcastle reporter, Newcastle lad, Newcastle fan, and he said he's basically, he just looked dejected, and he's like, he just doesn't feel like the club anymore. All the staff have changed, all the back room have changed, all the players are changing. He says the heart of the club's gone. I just don't know why Lewis Hall would want to stay.
Well, we'll see. They could have convinced him. I mean, you hear it all the time. They convince him of the project and stuff, giving him new wages, giving him a leadership role. I mean, he'll have new wages anywhere he goes. I mean, that's the thing. But again, the Newcastle, I think, just by the way they struggled last season, all the sales they've made. I mean, who have they even signed this season so far?
Well, they got one we would have liked. They got Bazamana, didn't they? That's a good signing.
So they got a 19-year-old winger from the Bundesliga who is good. But at the end of the day, is that's what I mean. Like, is that how you're going to convince somebody? Like, no, we're on the up. We're like, we got this 19-year-old from the Bundesliga. Probably not. Like, that's not like. Remember Rooney when we didn't properly replace Ronaldo and Tevez and whatnot. Rooney was like, where's your ambition? Like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Like, and I think I'm surprised Bruno is not in that same camp. Like, just wondering what we're doing personally. But I mean, again, we're talking about Newcastle. I'm not sure. Again, I don't know if we're going to get Lewis Hall. I doubt it. I'm not saying it's completely off the table, but I'm not saying that it's going to happen.
Yeah, I think it's a bit big for right now. But I mean, he ticks all the boxes of what Ineos want. It just depends what they're going to spend, and if they think they can get a cheap striker. If we do, if they don't, if Rashford deal. I think there's so many
and like
bits
Joaquin
juggling at the moment.
Combined like 100 million. I think that would be incredible business, personally.
Oh yeah, I mean, I know there was some sort of statement about Brugger had said he's not for sale, but that's the club line. That's the club line. I could take you back to the beginning of the window when they went, Taziz is definitely not for sale. You know, 2 weeks ago, Mika Gotts is not for sale.
When you wait too late in the window, this is the kind of stuff you do get the boundaries, you do get the price hikes,
of course,
things like that, because now that not only the club, like they also have to replace him, and they don't want to do that. But Brugge also I don't think Bjorn Meyer is gone yet. I can't remember if Bjorn Meyer is still there, but Brugge are pretty good at bringing in replacements. De Kuiper,
oh yes, their whole model.
Yeah. But we could also get an influx of cash to help. I've read that former academy player Willie Camboila could be going to Como. And we do have a 40%-ish sell-on clause. It's like, I know it's not going to be more than 50. It's probably going to be around 40, but we do have a 40% sell-on clause on that one. And then apparently Habib Ogunai could be going to Arsenal. Medical is reportedly set, and we do have a 40% sell-on in that one as well. So he will get fee, and then if he gets sold by Arsenal at some point, we'll get us some set. We're not going to get that money now, but if Camboila goes, we could get a little bit of cash. It's not much. It'll probably be like a couple million, but I really liked Camboila. I think he played really well against Liverpool. I thought in that one match I remember him from. Then he went to where did he went to Villarreal? I want to say, is that where he went?
I think it was Villarreal. Yeah, I think I can just see him in the yellow. He just couldn't. He just couldn't get the breaks. He just couldn't get the breaks at the time.
Same with like Ted and Mengi and whatnot, who went to Luton Town, which we'll see. But then I also read Jacob Devaney is reportedly in talks with Hibs, going on loan for the season. So back to the Scottish League for Devaney, who honestly just did very well on his loan last year. You guys know how much I rate Jacob Devaney. I think he's a good midfielder.
If he develops again at the same rate, if Devaney develops this season coming as much as he did last year, he's a right shout for next season.
Yeah.
So that's brilliant. That's exactly what I've been asking for, Sean. I've been saying, if we're not going to play these youngsters, loan them out. Yeah. Youth team football is not the standard that's going to step you up to United first team.
I don't think you can go out on. I don't think you can spend the season at playing first team football in like the Scottish League and then come back and go right back into the under 21s. I think you have to keep going forward.
Yeah, you've got to move forward, otherwise you'll stagnate and the next person will overtake you.
And this is why I look at guys like Scanlon and whatnot, where I'm like, I don't know what the future holds for you. Or Ennis, who's obviously gone now to Stockport. Is that what we said?
Yep.
So I think that's writing's on the wall a little bit there.
Yeah. I think it's like you said, when you've been out on loan and you come back and you sort of drop into the 21s again, you're already looking over your shoulder, and all the spots on the bench on the squad are filled by these 18-year-olds that have just smashed it the season before. And that's, if you go back, you'll stagnate. And like we said, those bunch of players don't look like they're going to stand a chance. People are talking about like a Roscoe and Kone and that before them. Yep. And I think if Devaney come back and play 21s, next season he's going to be like, well, Jimmy Thwaites and McCormack are playing and I'm not. Why am I not in Scotland playing? So yeah, you got these players have got to think. It's not all about United.
It's unfair. It seems it is cruel, but I mean that's just the point. The club. I've said it many times. The United first team. It's like a train. It's on a schedule and it's rolling. You have to jump on. And if you're not able to, then you are going to get left behind. Unfortunately, we don't have time to stop and hold everyone's hand. We don't have time to stop and wait for everybody. We have to keep moving forward. And yes, and it sounds harsh, like I said, but that's football. That's life in some ways too. So it is what it is.
It is.
Big up, Phil.
Go out and prove it, and you can come back. Big up, Phil.
G'day.
You prove you can play, and you can come back. You know what I mean? That's all you need.
Yeah. So, and plus the midfield situation. Now, if we get Baleba, I mean, obviously that's probably nice. Like there's no room for Devaney. Obviously, Collier could be going to West Brom, like we said the other day as well. So, a couple mil here and there trickling in. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's part of the academy too. Not every player is going to come into it. So, we'll see. Keeping an eye on these ones. But
We
Guys,
will.
let's dive into this match preview. If you guys are ready to do that, make sure you hit that like button if you haven't yet done so. Make sure you subscribe. If we get to 20 likes while we're live, I will go ahead and throw out 5 memberships as a gift, as a big thank you as well. So make sure you're sharing as well. And if you are watching on X, come over and jump on here because you get yourself closer to maybe getting gifted a membership as well. So
Oh yeah.
let's talk about Hull. First game of season's pretty easy. We don't have to worry about head to head in the league, run of games. They're coming from the championship. Obviously, it's a brand new season. We haven't played them in nearly 10 years because that's how long it's been since they were last in the Premier League.
Nicky Barmby.
They did finish 6th in the championship table, but they managed to get to the playoff final where they narrowly beat Middlesbrough 1-0 thanks to a 95th minute winner from Ollie McBurney. If you guys remember, it was meant to be Hull versus Southampton in that final, but we all remember why that didn't happen. So Hull again, championship's funny. You can finish, you can finish in 6th and still find your way in promoted to the Premier League. So, but well done to them. United, we finished 3rd last season. We were the best performing side in the Premier League after Michael Carrick stepped in as interim boss. We went on a massive run of 12 wins, 3 losses, 2 losses. We beat City, beat Arsenal, back-to-back, kick off Carrick's tenure, and it earned him the permanent job, with a contract to 2028, which I think didn't come as any surprise, right? You guys all still feeling good about that?
Absolutely. He was the only one. He was the only one that was like that. That was you could get that I wanted. All the others, apart from Enrique, I would have given you 20 reasons why not.
It was a weird. It was a weird summer. Obviously, the World Cup threw a spanner in the works for a lot of reasons. Not only with the manager situation, because for the first time, and I think as long as I can remember, a lot of the top club managers were actually coaching national teams. At least a lot of the top that people were talking about. So it was weird. And then obviously with preseason, World Cup threw a spanner in the works. Their transfers threw a spanner in the works with that as well. Couldn't get a lot of that business done. I don't like international football. If you guys can't tell, I don't care about it really that much. It just tends to gum up the works for the clubs. So it is what it is. It has mostly to do with FIFA. It has less to do with World Cup and mostly to do with FIFA and the money grab. It's honestly the Champions League is getting there for me too. So, but
they dive right in that pit of money and they're swimming around.
Yeah, just Scrooge McDucks. Let's talk Hull a little bit and what we can expect to see from them. And you can feel free, Ian, to jump in the chat if you guys have any thoughts as well. I'm not sure how many of you follow the championship. I did a lot of scouting reports on a bunch of Hull players last season, so I'm a little more familiar with a lot of that. But
yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'll be sure I didn't watch virtually any of it. I heard about obviously what happens in the playoffs, and I look into who's coming up, and when you hear people say about how Coventry did and how Ipswich did, and they say about how Hull did, they got in through sort of a bye, and they didn't exactly storm it, and were a bit automatic. They won and lost and lost and won, and they just scraped it with a 1-0 in the playoff final. So I don't think they're anything we got to fear too badly. If we play to 80% of our ability, we'll beat them. We've just got to what I shout every game is concentrate, play our way, and don't settle, because they're going to come out and they're going to try and rough it up. They're going to try and be aggressive, and they'll probably be quite fit because they're kind of used to that earlier start with the championship. So we don't know how they are, but I think if we come out and just play our game, I don't want us to shrink back and be defensive and be all no, it's all scared. Go for it. He didn't do that last year away from home, so don't do it now.
Well, we'll get to United's tactics and what we need to do. I'm going to go through what we're going to see from Hull, at least what we saw from Hull last season. So under Jakirovic, Hull are a team that rely a lot on a compact defensive shape and then rapid turnover and transition. They defend with discipline, and then they look to hit you quickly on the break. They have the 6th lowest average possession and also the 3rd most accurate long balls per 90. So it is basically Jose Mourinho ball. They don't really care about possession. They don't want to dominate the ball. They just want to control the space by setting up that block, and then they're just going to hit you. They're very well drilled, though, and they're very disciplined. So they're not going to slip up a whole lot. Mid block.
Is it the same manager, Sean? I don't know. See, yeah, he's the same guy, right?
So mid block 4-2-3-1. It can quickly become a 4-5-1 off the ball. The wide players will drop deep to squeeze the space between the lines. So if we don't move the ball quickly, we're not going to have a lot of space to work with. I do like. I think guys like Cunha and Ahmad could really help kind of open that space up because they're very, very good on the ball, close control wise. But we'll see. The midfield also rarely leaves gaps as well. The defensive distances are tight. Passing lanes do end up shrinking. Defenders are compact. The fullbacks will not jump off and leave space. They like to force the opponents wide so they can kind of create some space to work with that counterattack. Like I said, it is pragmatic, but it is effective very well. Once they do win the ball, again, that's how they set up off the ball. Once they do win the ball, everything is about getting forward. The first pass is very quick. Like I said, third most accurate long balls per 90. The runners will attack space. They don't create a ton of chances, but they are clinical. They are efficient. They're not going to play a lot of crosses. They're not going to get a ton of touches in the box. They're not going to get a lot of goals from set pieces, though. Those numbers are not very high, but they do have some dangerous weapons, and we'll talk about that in a second. Some other numbers here for you guys. Hull's defense, not the best. Fourth worst in the league for goals conceded per 90. Third most penalties conceded. If we can get some ball carriers into the box, there's a good chance we could get a spot kick there. But they did lead the championship in tackles per 90 and yellow cards, so maybe there's a chance we can do that. I expect a physical, scrappy match, but they also did have the sixth most clearances. So again, that's what you do when you sit back and park the bus. Any thoughts on
your box? Yeah,
those tactics there? Before we dive into team news and some danger.
I mean, they're obviously going to try and squeeze the space. I mean, that's just like obviously their tactic. I think you're right in what you're saying with us. That suits us in one way. We got wide. I think we'll be okay. I don't see that being a danger. They're not really a low block team because if they want to be a low block, they can't spring it with a one pass like a clay pigeon team. I call it one ball bang and everyone chase it. So as long as we don't play on the halfway line like we did against PSG, then we'll be all right by the sounds of it. Nothing you said scares me there. So
yeah. All right, we got some breaking news here.
I'm just about to say that. Go on.
Let's put it up on the screen for you guys. I know we hate to throw off all the momentum, but we'll put it up on the screen. Hold up. We do have a breaking news. Here we go from Fabrizio Romano, Carlos Baleba. Hold on, I got to get it on my screen here. Let's go. Understand Carlos Baleba to Manchester United legal fees, $65 million plus $5 million add-on, so about $5 million more than it was reported the other day. Cameroon midfielder has authorized travel to Brighton as Manchester United booked the medical over the weekend. Here we go, confirmed.
Get in, United.
Hit the like button if you're buzzing for.
Smash that! Come on, you can't not. We want to go and see hundreds now, lads. Come on, get over here from X and smash that button. Oh, this is brilliant. I was really hoping for it today. I wanted a good bit of news to go be big on for it. I just wanted it to happen and walk out tomorrow. Yeah, this is. I love it. I'm so happy.
Big up Simon Kennedy for tipping me off in the chat. He jumped in. I wanted to check on it. So welcome, Simon. Welcome back. Big up,
Si. You were right in the middle of your whole breakdown, and all I saw come up in the top screen was an X Fabrizio, and then I saw an X from another channel popping on with breaking, and I knew what it was because there's only one way that was happening. So big up, Si. Well done. Well done, Si.
Big up, Simon.
Yes, Phil. United. Finally, we've got the midfield that we wanted. We've got a midfield that we all would have been happy with. And we would have been happier 3 weeks ago, but fuck that now. Who cares? We're happy now. We've got him. And I'll tell you what, our midfield that's the future. Him,
It is a
Kobe,
young
and
midfield
Andre
team.
Santos are all 22 or younger. I mean, that's fuck. Yeah, but look at the two old heads they've got to work with, Bruno and Tillemans, and those three kids. Oh, lovely.
Honestly, you could switch to a 4-3-3 easily with Santos, Baleba, and Kavi all in that midfield, and it's got someone sits deep, and then you've got Kavi and somebody else as eights. I think that could work as well too. So buzzing, yeah.
That's what Baleba's there for.
The thumbnail and stuff as well, and the title.
Chanated. Well. I'm so pleased for that. I'm so pleased. We were so down a week ago. We were so down a week ago. We were so unbelievable. I was screaming. Sean will tell you. Anyone who's in the WhatsApp group that's here, I have been putting essays. I've been giving away football shirts. I've been screaming blue murder because of how annoyed I've been. But that is just. It just makes everything a little bit better. I want to see more now. They can't rest on that. That's not enough still. We need two more, in my opinion. Left back for sure. Left back, Xerxes out. Xerxes out by next week, and then a striker in. Please, Ollie Watkins. Please. I've been manifesting this one. Let me manifest the Watkins. And Danny will tell you, and Rob will if he's here. I've been manifesting Watkins for ages.
Remember, Baleba is currently injured. It's not serious. It was just a little bit of an ankle ligament strain or something. A couple weeks. Again, I'm glad we got this done quickly. 65 plus 5 in add-ons. Are you guys happy with that fee? Let me know if you think that's a good fee. Again, it's the add-ons. You guys know I don't count the add-ons because I mean we didn't have to. You don't really have to pay them unless we're doing really well, and in which case no one's going to care if we have to pay an extra $5 million. But the news will report in dollars as well as the total package of what is that, like $85 million they're going to call it. So that's just the way that's going to go.
It's £70 million. We'll give him 65 in probably 4 payments, and then if he does well, we'll get another $5 million. Big deal. Do you know how much what I reckon he's going to be on? Let's have a vote in the chat. Put it down now so we can. Who thinks he'll be on? I think it'll be less than 80.
I'm telling you now. 85 with like bonuses.
I think it's less.
Like 100.
Yeah, he could get bonuses, and it'll be like maybe anyone who plays Football Manager will know you can give your players a 2% yearly wage rise. Yeah. Regardless of competition, things like that. But I bet you he is on less than 80 grand a week. Which, if you add that up, that $5 million is nothing in the wages they just saved. Nothing. And I mean pennies.
So like Danny says, 65.
Where's Deb? He's going to be proper happy.
How do you guys feel about the fact? Is it worth waiting the year to get him for the 35 million? Difference in price tag. Do you think? Would he have been better to get him in for the year
absolutely.
And pay a little bit more?
No. Well, if you look at it this summer, say we did that, we would say we'd only have Santos and him. We've waited a summer. We've added Tillemans to that for that difference.
Yeah.
That difference is Yuri Tillemans. Yeah. Or whoever. I mean, that's a proper midfield.
So 50 million, 35 million, so 85 plus 65. That's 160 million, right?
Yep.
What is it? Math. Someone help me with math. It's 150 million for 3 midfielders.
150 million.
I swear I'm an adult. I can do 3.
No, it definitely is. Yeah, it definitely is 150. You're putting me off.
So that's that's a little less than the attack rebuild that we did last summer as well. So again, all summer long we've been kind of hoping. Obviously, it took a long time, but we were hoping if the data showed us we needed a midfield rebuild, there's no reason to think we wouldn't kind of approach it the same way. So 150 million for Santos, Tielemans, and we'll talk more about this in our transfer rating show we will do when the transfer window is done and dusted. So now we've got a new player to add to it. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, you guys, so you guys don't miss out on that one. I can't wait to hear your thoughts and everything. But interesting stuff. Simon thinks he's going to be on 100K a week.
Ooh, big call for Simon.
100K is still not bad. You could still go up from there if he does well in a couple of years. You can maybe renew the contract, and then you can push that.
It is almost 10 times what he's on now.
Bill's a big fan. Says he's going to be a beast. 65 million. He has a phenomenal fee. Yeah, and again, 65 is better than 100 that they asked for a year ago. So
Damn
we will
right.
see.
Damn right. So Yuri Tillemans is the difference.
Here's a hot take. If we'd gotten him last year, we'd still have Amarim as the coach. Interesting.
No.
Interesting.
It was never going to work the defensive with him because we didn't. Even if we gave him the midfielders, we never gave him the defenders he needed to play that system, and it wouldn't have
we didn't
worked.
get him a single wingback. He brought in a manager who played wingbacks, and we didn't sign a single one. I mean, people. Yeah, it's you got to back the managers, you guys. Let's see here. Simon says Baleba down tools brought down the price, perhaps. But then the mentality thing has always been my biggest issue with Baleba. I don't think he's anywhere near the finished article. I thought that last season. I even thought that the year before. Nowhere. I like what I saw. It's still very raw. I did question the mentality if not getting the move or just being linked was enough to kind of cause issues. But it sounds like maybe it had more to do with his, not necessarily him being distracted, and that was kind of causing him to lose focus. It sounded maybe that was just as far as Brighton is concerned, as far as his teammates concerned, maybe as far as Baleba was concerned, he was already almost gone, and that had a lot to do with it. Interesting, but we'll see. But it is, you did get the here we go. I'll go ahead and change the title of the video later so we get more people watching, because that's how you do it. But let's get back on track here, you guys. I don't mind being sidetracked by that. That's fine.
Yeah,
that's
kid.
Fine. So we talked Hull tactics. Go back and watch that if you guys want to know what you can expect to see from Hull. Let's talk about danger men, key players, because they've been busy in this transfer window. Merida was a very smart signing from Sporting, experienced midfielder. Bit of a gamble, bit of a dice roll to bring in a 31-year-old from the Portuguese league to the Premier League, but he does bring experience. He could be out for this one, though. I think he's nursing a bit of a knock. Zambrano, Jens Hertogdahl, very good midfield additions, young players, good players. Hertogdahl is a really good box-to-box creative player. Zambrano's a bit more defensive. I think those two could be midfielders that everyone's going to be talking about a couple months from now. I've scouted Jens Hertogdahl. I nearly did a report on Zambrano too, but he think he had a substance ban last season, so he was banned for a while. But Zambrano is out, so he's injured, I think. Charlie Hughes, center back, I've scouted. He is out. Matazzo's out. Gyabi's out. Jack Butland is out as well. So they are missing quite a few players too. But the danger men, or the danger man, I guess right now, since one of the other players I'm going to talk about is also
Ollie.
Is this man right here. We do have to look out for 30-year-old striker Ollie McBurney. He is a threat, like an absolute threat. He's a handful. He's an old school striker. He's a leader. He knows all the tricks in the book. We saw what Calvert-Lewin was doing to us against Leeds a couple weeks ago.
Just about to say that.
Yeah. 19 goals, 7 assists in all comps last season for Hull. He was tied second most goals in the championship. He helped them achieve the 5th most goals per 90. He's big. He's strong. Keeps center backs occupied. He wins aerial duels. His hold-up play is good. It creates a load of second ball opportunities for his teammates. He is going to be a problem. Now, what could help us, so they did sign Joe Gelhardt permanently, but Joe Gelhardt is also injured. So if he's fit, though, it's a problem, because Joe Gelhardt, he lines up in a 10, but he is more of a croupy second striker, constantly moving, winning those second balls, running at defenders, creating chances. 15 goals, 5 assists for Gelhardt last season, which is why I did a scouting report on him as well. He's a very good player. But Ollie McBurney is exactly the kind of striker, if you look at the way we've been defending the box this summer, it could be not fun.
Yeah, he'd be rubbing his hands together if he was watching that.
Danny ain't scared. He says we could easily handle him. Maguire should handle McBurney. I mean,
that's it, Danny.
Simon's already talking about Baleba getting a start against City. I think that could definitely help us get some legs against City. What are your thoughts on Hull's team? Anybody you're worried about? Anybody you like?
I don't know a lot about their team. I like the Jens Adal. I liked him when you did the scout report. I told you I scouted him on my game about an hour after you did the report. Fantastic, but I'm glad some of their new signings aren't playing. But in one way, sometimes my brother said to me, he's like, well, you got a new team. Yeah, but these new signings ain't experienced this yet. This is proper brand new. They're not embedded into the whole aggressive mentality. But that geezer there is the one we got to watch. They're going to pump, like you said, they're very direct. They're going to get the ball up. Calvert-Lewin caused us no end of problems. We always seem to not deal with those big, powerful, hold the ball up, elbow in your face strikers. And we've got a slabhead at the back who's designed to defend against these persons.
He's just got to be aggressive. I think Harry will. McGuire. He's got to step up. And if he's not, I want to see Lamans come off his line a little bit too, and just kind of snatch these balls.
Start taking the ball. Yeah. But I think we've got to be on the front foot. We've got to be aggressive. We've got to not let them dictate it. But I do think Harry will be happy, not only for the fight, but he ain't going to get beaten in a foot race with McBurney. So that's one thing that I think he'll be happy about. But we'll get to the teams in a minute. But I think it has to be a certain combination at the back. Otherwise, we could be in for a really torrid day.
Yeah, I'll put up my 11 here in a second. McBurney could be a bit of an issue. I want to we saw AC Milan were very physical and they destroyed us. Hull will also be a bit more physical as well. They get a lot of yellow cards. They concede some penalties. That can go in our favor, or we could lose that physical battle because AC Milan pushed us around like it was like we were children. But you guys let me know who the danger men are. Who are you worried about? Let's talk United a little bit here and see what we need to do. Because like I said, preseason showed us, at least AC Milan and a little bit against Leeds, I would even argue as well, that our defense can be vulnerable to very direct vertical attacks. A lot of movement, a lot of little balls played between the lines, runners around the backs. We can really lose track of these. Our defenders left a lot of gaps. We were caught way too high up the pitch a lot of times. We need to refrain, in my opinion, from committing too many bodies forward or playing too high a line. Defend the spaces, close the gaps. We struggled against these transition-heavy sides oftentimes. Villa, Bournemouth, absolutely killed us. Instead of the opening, I want to see more of what we saw like against Arsenal last season, where we were patient, we were disciplined, we cut off a lot of those through balls, a lot of the gaps, and we forced play wide where we squeeze pressure a little bit. That's exactly what I want to see more of, especially if Gelhardt is fit and he's roaming around. We don't want to give him space to work in. We keep the gap small, cut off the passing lanes. Ian, what are your thoughts on tactics? What do you want to see from us?
Exactly sort of what you're saying there. I want to see us kind of play like we did against Brighton on the last day of the season. Really compact in here, sharp, quick, into the ball. But soon when we got it, out. And I want 1-2, go. I don't want no... I want to see what we saw in the first half against PSG and the first half against Leeds as well, where we're shifting the ball out wide, 1-2, overlaps, movement, and destroy them with our ability. We know how to find a pass. We've got the players that can do it now. Get out there and run this lot to the point where they can't live with the ball. They can't live with our ball. That's what I'm saying about do not change how we play. I'm hoping he didn't seem to do it at all last year. Personnel, yes. Style, no. He wants to play this ball, and I think we've seen a better version of his ball in pre-season. Yeah. So I want to see that ramped up tomorrow, proper ramped up. But yeah, we've got to get the ball wide, like you say, execute our space very, very, very on point. That's the other thing. Like you said, they're going to five in the midfield sometimes. They're going to squeeze our balls, and our triangles have got to be available and spot on. Yeah. We do that, they'll run themselves into the ground before half time, and we'll probably do what we did a lot last year and take advantage of that in the second half and come at them even stronger. But Ahmad is a weapon. Ahmad and Dog. I'll get into that.
I need Lamans to either dial in his distribution or just not even bother with it. Because if you hit if you hit him early enough, like if we win the ball off a corner or set piece or whatever, and Lamans is the one that grabs it, typically that means that every one of their players is pretty much going to be in our half, almost in our final third. You don't have to be precise at that point. You just need to chuck it into space and let someone like Abumo or Rashford, whoever, run onto it. But when you start taking too long, and when everyone's got their back to goal, and that's just you're just wasting a kick at that point. It's too easy for
Yeah.
the opposition to come out and just win that header when everyone's playing the back to goal. It's too hard to play it to feet there. And Lamens is, I mean, I love Lamens, but his long balls are not his strength. He's just not great at it.
No.
So
I think he's much better at distribution with his hands. I think he's actually got a really
yeah.
good throw on
So if you
him,
do it
and
early
I'd
enough,
like to see. Yeah, throw it. Don't worry about kicking it. Pick it
you
up.
don't
You're
have to.
allowed.
Yeah,
Guess
you don't
what?
have to
You're
throw
allowed to
hard.
use
Do it
these.
early enough. The space is there.
Yeah, it's the bounce pass that we like. Just
Ugh.
catch the ball here, throw it down and across. Where's Ahmad? He's standing out here. Just throw it.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's talk team news. Let's talk team news, you guys. I'll get you a little update. Obviously, Ugarte is injured. He is out. Delit, Shesko are in training. They're not quite doing the full training, but they're getting more and more involved. I think Carrick said it's not that far for either of them. Mount's
no.
injury, minor hamstring tear, but he's gonna be out for at least another couple of weeks, most likely. So we'll see. But the issue here is that there are a lot of first teamers who just aren't match fit yet because of World Cup, right? So, and I'd argue that a couple of them don't look super. Like Licha played his first minutes against AC Milan, right? Cunha, 30 minutes against Leeds, did not play against the team after that. I forget who it was. And then it was this. They're just not quite there yet. Manu, first minutes against AC Milan. Rashford, first minutes against AC Milan. The things like that is just not looking too great for us. So I don't expect guys like Licha, Manu, Rashford to start this one. Cunha's rusty. Even Bruno is, you can argue, is rusty, but he's still going to start because it's Bruno. But so you guys get your get your starting 11s in. I'm going to guess for Ian's. Ian, let me know what your starting 11 is going to be for this one, and I'll put mine up. Mine is based on who's fit and who's rusty.
Right, I'm going in with obviously Big Sen in goal. Maz, Yoro, Maguire, Shaw, Santos, Tillemans, Dorgu, Bruno, Ahmad, Mbumu. That's, and I can give you reasons, but I think that's exactly what he'll pick as well.
Give us the reasons. Why are you going with that team?
Right. So, well, basically, Maz. I don't have to give you reasons for the Senna. It's just obvious. But Maz at the back over Delo, I just think he's stronger defensively. He's going to give us more of a presence in the air when we do need to defend from them, and they're going to put these direct balls in. And I just think he's also better on the ball and in playing those triangle passes. It's just always Maz. Yoro has been, without question, our best defender in all of pre-season, and he has to start. He has to start. Maguire in to deal with McBurney and the fact that Licha isn't nowhere near fit. Delict's not fit. And as good as Heaven was last year, I think he's been possibly the worst of the centre-backs in pre-season. Just looked a bit shaky. So I don't want to start him in the first game. And McBurney's going to sniff that like a shark with blood in the water, and he'll be all over him.
I wouldn't
trust, no, thank you.
Against McBurney.
He won't go against Yoro.
Yeah, the savvy kind of.
Yeah,
Yoro will be better on the transitions, and I think Maguire could probably win some of those headers as well, but. Heaven has shown me in preseason that he's still young. He's still not quite alert to that back post. The runners there.
He reacts. He doesn't react as well. He tries to progressively cut it out, and that was two of his biggest mistakes in pre-season. He just didn't read it right, and we can't, unfortunately, have that in tomorrow's game. So, Luke Shaw, because there's no one else. Well, I mean, you could play Dorgu, but I want to start Dorgu because Cunha's not ready to start, and I don't want to, nor's Rashford. So Dorgu on the left, because like you said just now, the whole tactics, we need width and we need ability and pace, and Dorgu and Ahmad are just going to run. Dorgu's just going to run that touchline like he owns it, and Ahmad is just going to be in and out and in and out, and they're not going to get a second. And that's what we've got to get, especially with Yuri and Santos and Bruno on the ball now, which I'm really looking forward to seeing that triangle and how that works. We're going to hope that Dorgu and Ahmad and Mbumu know the trigger is soon as Yuri touches the ball, It's either going to Bruno into you or it's going straight into you. And I can tell you now that is going to be the trigger for tomorrow's game. And then obviously in Mbumo up front because Sesko's not fit, and I don't think anyone else is ready or good enough to play as a Premier League 9 for us.
Yeah, I wish he would fit. His height and his movement in the box, I think, would be tremendous against a low block. You just put one in the box and let him get on the end of it. Danny's got his 11, and it's literally the 11 that I've gone with on the screen here. Similar to what you were talking about.
Is that what I just said?
Maybe, yeah. So Mizraoui, Maguire, I've gone with Euro over Leach. Leach is just not fit yet, in my opinion. Shaw, like you say, no really options, and I don't think Cunha's quite there yet. And I normally, if everyone were fit, aside from Šeško, and we needed someone to pinch hit as a 9, I would have probably gone with Cunha over Mbumo, because I don't like Mbumo as much as Cunha, but I think that if I had to choose from one of those two to make an impact off the bench, I'd probably trust Cunha to do it a little bit more than Mbumo. Just in the difference in their games. If you're coming off the bench, you're typically going to be coming up against, again, the compact shape, and I just don't think Mbumo is as good if we're not going to move that ball quickly. But early on, I think he could probably do a little better. So I'd trust Cunha to come in and make a difference if we're needing a goal and we're coming up against a mid-block kind of a thing. Similar to Ahmad, I think Ahmad is going to do that similar job. Just very good at kind of getting into those spaces and unlocking them a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Dogo in the left. I did go
key tomorrow.
Yeah, I did go with Santos and Tielemans and the pivot behind Bruno. I think that obviously, I think when fit, I think that's probably. I mean, until Baleba gets here, an argument can be made that Baleba, Tielemans. But this is the thing: we can combine any two of these midfielders pretty much. Maybe not Kobe and Tielemans, but and
depends who you're playing against, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got 4. Yeah. I mean, the midfield rebuild is done. It's absolutely done.
Yeah, it's so good. I'm so happy. Well, I know I can see 3 messages from my brother already. He's going to be.
I think it's a good starting 11. I think we've got depth as well because Rashford can come off the bench still. Mainu can come off the bench as well if we need to work on keeping that ball and controlling possession a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, surely that's a really good point you make there because if you actually look at that now, our bench, if you look across, would have Heaven, Delo, Mainu, Rashford, Cunha. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else that would be on the bench. Leach is on the bench. Darlow. I mean, we have got a really decent bench there. I mean, you look across, people are going to be like, as much as we don't want to see Rashford, people are going to go, there's Rashford, there's Cunha, there's Kobe Mainu. Yeah. I mean, that's free substitutes that are going to change any team. Yeah,
come on with some
Lacey. Oh, he'll be on the bench for sure. I really like that. I don't know if I'm going to sleep tonight now. I'm so happy about that. My wife's going to be really nice. She's going to hear it nothing but Baleba talk for the next 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah. So you guys get your 11s in there as we go along. But now I want to know your score predictions, you guys. We split up. We talked tactics. We talked team news. We put up 11s. Ian and I both had our own 11s. Want to know what you guys think we could come away with this one, and what would the score line look like? Sorry, I'm just getting a little distracted here by trying to do stuff. This is what happens when you don't have a production team and you do it all on your own. I'm trying to do it.
Shocking.
What are you guys' score predictions? Go for it, Ian. Kick us off.
I'm going 3-1. I really want to say 3-0. I want to just get off with a right roarer of a start, but I don't know. I just feel like we've had this slight thing about us in pre-season, but hopefully I'm wrong. I want to be wrong. I want it to be 4-0, but I think 3-1 I'm going to go for.
That was my pick too. I went 3-1. I do think we'll concede a sloppy goal. Just a sloppy one. Just falling asleep, back post, just maybe get caught out.
Could even be the first one.
Yeah.
It really could.
Yeah. But ultimately, I do think we are the better side. I do think we have the better squad. I do think we're better. I think the lack of fit first teamers for us and for Hull, can hurt either of us. But again, there's, like Simon says, there's no reason we shouldn't be winning this. We need to make a statement. We are the better side. And we need to make a statement in our next match against Ipswich as well. We need to get maximum points from these first 2 matches, not just because we're United or they're newly promoted sides. We have to start strong. There's no excuses. We have to get maximum points. And I would love a goal differential after these first 2 matches of at least 3, like minimum plus 3 goal differential.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It should be 4, honestly, but needs to be minimum 3. But you're going 3-1. I'm going 3-1. I put a poll in the chat, as always, to see who wins. And so far, 69% of you are going United. 23% saying Hull, so we got some Hull fans, some Liverpool fans in here, and then 8% of you are calling a draw. So keep getting your thoughts in. I will keep the poll open as we keep going along, you guys. Danny's going 2-0 or 3-0. Danny's calling clean sweep.
God, Day. I wanted to. I so really wanted to, but I mean, I said on the other show the other night, I really want us to just start with a bang. Yeah. I mean, it's the United way. It's a shame we're not at home. I really would like a home game for the start, but yeah, I think we'll smash them. I honestly think we'll smash them. If it clicks for us, like we saw in flashes in that PSG game, I swear we'll rip this lot apart. They ain't played nothing like it. They played nothing like it. I looked who they played in pre-season as well. They've not played anybody that can play ball like us. Yeah. And Carrick also, it was said to me the other day, Carrick, you remember what we all used to love? And no one could figure out how Fergie got them to do it. But literally at the end of the last game, all those players thought about was how they could be better for the next one and the start. And I remember seeing all the documentaries. They all said the same thing. The first game of the next season was the biggest game by far. Because if they didn't start well, you'd have the gaffer down your neck all year.
Yes.
So they all went out there with like, right, let's turn it on, because otherwise we're going to be under the cosh. Because Fergie hated that. And look at how we start. 22 years we've won our opening game. 22 years on the bounce. So let's carry that on. And Carrick knows that. That mentality was drilled into him.
I don't think it's 22 years in the bounce. I think we've won 22 of our openers, which is the most.
And was it? I thought it was the same thing.
I think we did lose. Lou Van Gaal lost to Swansea to start the season.
I've read that wrong.
So we've just won. We've just won the most of our openers and of anyone else in the Premier League. So, but again, like you say, this is going to come down to who's up for it more. I think.
Yeah.
And Carrick has spoken about it a couple times. Like, you can't be outplayed. You can't be just out like mentality. You can't
outworked.
Desire.
Oh,
it's difficult for me to put a lot of weight in preseason friendlies. You guys know that. But again, if you caught the watch along against AC Milan, I did not shy away from blasting the performance, especially the defense. It was lazy. It was switched off. It seemed like the players didn't want to risk getting hurt or pushing themselves too hard. And Milan were physical. They were energetic. They were aggressive. Their tactics work. We have to just make sure, like you're saying, make sure we come in switched on. Direct vertical movement can cause us problems, but we are the better side. We just need to be switched on from the moment we step off the bus. And as always, you guys, as the photo says, we need to play like we mean it.
Got to play it like we want it as well. Like the energy has got to be there. Like Roy always says, there's no excuses for not working hard enough, not trying hard enough, not putting in the graft. There are no excuses for that, none. And if you want us to let you off for playing like ducks out of water against AC Milan, then show us against Hull why you let off against AC Milan, because you're going to go full throttle against Hull. Then I'm down with that. Because as Sean said multiple times in the watch along, I don't want people clattering into tackles, because the last thing we want is an injury. 100%. But you're not going to get away with it if you go in 50% half-assed against Hull and they give us a beating. We're never going to hear the end of it all year. It starts badly. You want to start on a high. Winning breeds winning. If you win, you want win. The mentality is on and on and on. Us against them. All of us, always. What's this channel called? United versus everybody. That is what I'd be drumming in. To anyone who must have seen Ted Lasso, point at the sign. I'd do a Michael Carrick. I'd point at the sign. It's us against them. Always. Get out there and show you deserve to wear that on your chest. Make it mean something again.
Amen.
Make it mean something this season. We put in the work last season for this season to mean something. This is the time. Turn it around now. These players have got a chance to be the ones who turn it around.
We may have overachieved last season, but that's the thing. Success breeds, in my opinion, breeds expectation. You have to build on that. Even if it was a fluke, even if it was an overachieve, you still have to. It's a platform. It needs to be the first step on the trajectory that you're going on. And so these players need to show us something. And like you're saying, yeah, I do. That's the reason the channel is called what it's called. It's a hearkening back to the days where Old Trafford was a fortress, when it was us against the world, where Fergie circled the wagons around Beckham or around Cantona or whoever, or the media ejected people, called people out. That's the way.
Beat you in the tunnel, mate.
It's us against the world.
That's what it was.
Against rivals, us against the media, us against other clubs, other managers, other teams. It's us against everybody. That's the mentality of the channel, which is why you'll notice that I am a petty, tribal little bitch when it comes to rivalry.
Oh, I'm exactly the same. I'm so bad. I'm so petty.
I will not shy away from it. I do not care. I told you my Leeds fan story. I'm proud of that story. I will wear that like a badge of honor.
I don't care. No, like one of my favourite ever televised moments that's not Man United playing football is Roy Keane in the tunnel, and I'll have you out there. Shut up to the referee. You out there. Don't care, because everybody said
matches in the tunnel. Sometimes
I've even seen Martin Keown. There's a brilliant thing with Martin Keown. Tony Adams was on there. And there was a bunch of gooners, and they're talking about coming to Old Trafford, and they're talking about the Pizzagate and all that. And his lip is wobbling like that when he's talking, and everyone was picking up on it. It's, we beat you in the tunnel.
Yep.
You got in that tunnel, and the noise. You were defeated before we got you out on that field. And that mentality has been lacking for the last decade.
Because
we want the team to turn around and go, shit, that's Manchester United. Shit, that's Manchester United we're playing today. You know, and we need to do that. Put the marker down now.
I want them to look in the 80th minute when they're tired, and then I want them to look over and say, shit, Cunha's coming on. Shit, Hobby's coming on.
Rashford's coming on.
Shit, Leach is coming on. Like, this is what I want. This is what we need. And I'm glad we're starting to get some depth back, because last year it was, oh shit, Ugarte is coming on.
Yeah. Or Xerxes. Yeah.
It just doesn't work that well. So we do need to improve that. I think we're getting there. The midfield rebuild, obviously, today we got the Here We Go. That's going to be a big help. We still need a left back, still need a striker. Most of us called the win. Ian and I both went 3-1. Some of you guys are calling clean sheet. Clean sheets are great. You guys know how much I love
Danny's gone clean sheet.
Sheets. I love clean sheets.
Yeah.
It's just the cherry on the icing of the cake with the win. I'm clean. And my greedy ass, if we're up like 2-0 in the second half, I'm not happy then unless we get a clean sheet at that point.
Yeah. I don't also, that you just made a think, I thought you're going to go another way. For me, what I don't want to see, and quite a lot we didn't do it last year under Carrick, quite a lot. A few times, but quite a lot we didn't. I don't want to see us score 1 or 2 and take our foot off the neck.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm of the mentality, if you've got your opponent on the deck, you keep him on the deck.
Yeah.
Don't let him back up and give him away back in it, which we almost did to Liverpool. I was just about to say Rob must be working. Yeah, no, he did.
Big up, Rob. Yeah, Amram did that quite a bit. Dylan and I were at that Newcastle match on Boxing Day where we went up 1-0.
I hate it.
For an entire
it's such a loser's mentality, Sean. I can't stand it.
It's cowardly. Then the fans did not like the Old Trafford crowd. They were moaning, they were grumbling, they were not happy about it. But I mean, we're happy with the 3 points. Dorgu's goal in that match was brilliant, by the way.
By goal of the year.
It was a good goal. And obviously everyone's buzzing on the walk back down Sir Matt Busby Way and everything. Not less so against Wolves, because that was another crap match. But I'm telling you, Mateus Mane ran us ragged that match. So. But any final thoughts? You guys, we're about ready to wrap up. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share if you haven't yet done so, please.
Yes, definitely get that done.
Arsenal are up 2-0. Ian, any final thoughts on this match tomorrow? It's early kickoff. We won't complain because we're not.
I knew I should have put Havertz in. No, I'm just looking forward to it now. I genuinely don't think I'll sleep really well tonight. I'll be up early, dogs out, walked.
No.
I'll have all my bits and pieces, my usual pre-game ritual. Yeah, I'm buzzing. I can't wait. The Premier League's back. United are back.
Football's back.
Just don't want to be sitting here. I don't want to be sitting here in 24 hours time, crying into my beer, because I just definitely don't. But I don't think we will. I don't see anything other than a United win. But what would make me nothing happier, even other teams losing, if we absolutely pepper them, and I mean like a 5, 6, 7-0. I feel sorry for Hull and it happening, but I don't care. If we go out there and absolutely bang in like a couple of hat tricks on the opening day, things like that, 4 assists for Bruno in game 1, that is the way you want to start a season, because everyone's going.
I'll be on Blue Chew settings the rest of the day if that happens, man. Just do it.
Mate, you'll see. I swear, we win 6-0. I'll tell you now. I'll get my wife to film me streaking into the sea.
Easy now.
So you can't see me.
Family show.
I'll run from my house all the way to the beach, right into the ocean.
Ian's gonna get his demons. Just blur it out if you want to share it with everybody.
Yeah.
We will be back tomorrow for a match reaction and player ratings. You guys know we do that. I've not decided yet if I'm going to be doing the 3 thoughts videos this year. You guys know there's some changes this year. Obviously, some new thumbnail designs. Scouting reports got a facelift as well. I'm just reassessing the sort of things, and it has a lot to do with just how engaged everyone is. So the 3 thoughts video, while it's fun, doesn't seem necessary, but we will probably be doing the match reaction initially and the player ratings tomorrow as well in the afternoon. So make sure you come back for that one. Make sure you guys hit the bell so you don't get you don't miss out on anything. Rob thinks you're going to get arrested.
I probably will. But yeah, no, say the final thought, just come on United. Let's all get in. Let's just have a really good game tomorrow. And hopefully everybody has entered the fantasy football. Because Rob's worked right hard on this one this year. We've got quite a few people in there. I think there's a couple of ringers from his other fantasy football group in there. Cough.
There's a post over in the community section with the link and the code as well. You guys go check that out. It's free to join. I did put a post about it on X. Always, you can look in the links in the description. You guys, there's a link to X and stuff on the channels page. Everything in there. Like I said, 20% off the United vs. Everybody store.
Yes, get on that.
GoGoalShop does have this year's third
can't do it.
home and away kits, player and fan edition. If you want $5 off when you register at GoGoalShop, there is a link and a code down in the description as well. You guys get that as well. So, but until next time, you guys, until tomorrow, I like the positivity. I do think we win. I do think we should win. I do think we need to win. Let's just hope that United and Carrick and the players think that as well. But thank you guys for stopping in. Ian, thank you for jumping in as well.
Always, man.
Guys. Take it easy, everyone. Like, subscribe. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Later.